on the hashtag. Yeah? Retweet this space. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on my TikTok. Cause it finna be turned and it finna get lit. We finna get into the nitty gritty. And everyone, make sure you follow Tiny as well. Cause he only joined Twitter the other day, innit? So make sure you follow him up too. But yeah, boom, Tiny, come off mute and introduce yourself to the listeners right now.
Yeah, I'm Carlon Campbell Robinson, ex-gang member, critically acclaimed writer. That's me, bro.
Okay, boom, boom. So, you know what, Tiny, obviously, I've told them how I got into contact with you, but I think it would be better in it if you was to relay how we got in contact. So you just tell them how you found out about me, innit?
Now, obviously, you sent me a DM asking me to come on your show. I didn't know who you was, so I asked someone. They told me, and that's it. We're here, innit?
Okay, boom, boom. So you know what? Everyone tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag. Car obviously we're gonna start the show right now, innit? Now, obviously I know a lot of people have got a lot of questions to ask as well. So if you feel as if you don't want to tweet it, yeah, just DM me the question or tweet it on a hashtag. But if I'm gonna be totally honest, I've already got my questions patterned. Obviously I've spoken to bro already, so we already know what time it is. So yeah, just make sure you tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag, retweet the space, cause obviously it's gonna go off, innit? Alright, boom. So Tiny,
Yeah, bro.
please
Yeah,
just
yeah.
let these man know like where it all started from. Where are you originally from? Where was you born? And just talk to us about the beginning of Tiny. Well, Carlton actually, not Tiny, Carlton.
Carlon,
Carlon.
Carlon,
Yeah,
Carlon.
sorry, Carlon.
Yeah, no drama. Yeah, I'm from New Cross originally. Born in Greenwich Hospital. Grew up in Lewisham, New Cross, Deptford. Yeah, Southeast 8, Southeast 13.
Okay, cool. So what was it like growing up in Lewisham when you was younger? Like what was it like especially in your home as a kid?
Yeah, it was do you know I'm from a criminal household, so um one family member or another was up to something. But yeah, it was very exciting. It was lit. I'm not gonna lie.
What you're saying it was lit? Tell me how was it lit? I want to know. What was you going
Well,
on ride outs with family members and that?
whoa. Come on, bro.
Of course not. But come on, it's a joke. Come on,
Let's not be dumb, bro.
come on.
I'm a
We know,
child, innit?
we know. Come
But
on, it's a
listen,
joke.
when I say when I say it was lit, I mean in terms of um, I had designer clothes. I was spoiled, innit?
Mm,
Because there was money was being made within the household. That's what I meant as a child growing up.
mm. Okay. So was you ever involved in any? What should I ask you that?
If you like,
Okay, was you ever involved in any of it? Did you ever see any of it going on when you was younger?
yeah, that was normal. But not with family members. Obviously, from I was about 10, 11, I started to commit crime myself with my peers.
Okay. So what can I ask you like what type of crimes was you committing? Can I ask you that?
Yeah, you can. At that age, it was street robberies.
Okay, so what? Because I know no, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's actually funny that you said that because obviously I've done my research on you, and I think in one of the interviews you said that what you used to be a stick up kid.
Yeah, there was a period there was a period when I lived that lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like on the streets of Lewisham or South London? What was you was you very notorious? Was you known as a kid, especially like because as you said, you was doing crimes from when you was like 12 years old. So did people in the ends know who you was? You know, was they fearful of you and that from young?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I think from my late teens, early 20s, once I became involved with firearms, and more serious crime, obviously, when you live in that lifestyle, there's going to be a certain fear factor around you, isn't there? So yeah, I think that's a given.
Okay. So what was you still going to school around them times when you was doing all of this activities?
Nah, in terms of the more serious crime, obviously that's my late teens, early 20s.
Okay. So when did you drop out of school? What did you even finish school?
Uh, After primary school, I went to school in Jamaica. Sorry, after primary school, I went to boarding school. Um, and then from boarding school, I went to school in Jamaica for a year. Came back when I was
Mm.
13, and yeah, that was it. I went to one secondary school, then I dropped out.
Okay, so why did you go boarding school in Jamaica? What made you have to go boarding school in Jamaica?
No, I went to boarding school over here. Then after the boarding school over here, then I went to school in Jamaica.
Okay, so with boarding school, I'm guessing boarding school, wealthy kids would have to go to a boarding school. So obviously you mentioned your parents had money, but what was it like when you went when you went boarding school?
Nah, it's not even like that.
Okay.
If you get kicked out of school, then obviously you might go to the centre. After the centre, an option is that they send you to a boarding school. So there's a lot of children there who have been kicked out of school, or who have got bad discipline, as well as good children there. So even though it was a boarding school where there was a lot of facilities, it wasn't like a traditional rich boy boarding school, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay, cool. So when also obviously after that you then ended up going Jamaica.
Yeah.
Okay, so what made you go to Jamaica?
Do you know what I think? What, I was 12.
Mm,
I thought I was going on holiday, and
okay.
yeah, I got tricked. I arrived to be told, yeah, my dance is done. So yeah, I was there for a year.
Oh my days. You know what? You see that trick, Carl? A lot of black parents they do that, A lot of that trick, that trick when they say you're going on holiday and then once you've touched down, they just put it on you like you ain't coming back.
Well, it happened to me. Trust me.
What? So was you that bad? What? Was you that bad? Like was he that much of a bad breed like back then? Like was you
Well, I was bad enough, and I think, um, yeah, it was just that time, man. My dudes was
okay.
like, yeah, you got to go and chill out.
Okay. So when you went Jamaica, like so
hmm
where did you stay in Jamaica?
Um, Kingston, a place called Washington Gardens, which we got a family house there. So one of my aunts was already living there with two of my cousins.
Mm. Okay, cool. Everyone tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag, retweet this space, and then follow me on Twitter, and then also follow me on all of my socials. Alright, cool. So when you was in Jamaica, what was that like? Was you keeping up with the badness down there as well?
Nah, it wasn't even like that. To be fair, yeah, I went to school out there for a year. I had a cousin who was the same age as me, so he had a circle of friends already. It was calm.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, we're not good boys, and yeah, we're fighting in school, etc., etc. But in terms of committing crime for financial gain, no, I wasn't on that.
Okay, so what? It was just a nice normal stay. You done what you had to do. You went to school. You listened to all the rules that you was given, and yeah, you just went home.
Yeah, just played the game. Came home 1987 when I was 13.
Okay. So when you came back, what happened then once you've come back to London? I'm guessing you've come back to London from Jamaica.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So obviously I've come back and just slipped straight into the street life. So yeah, just chasing that pound note.
Okay, so I'm guessing it must have got much worse than what it was like before.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. You just make as much money as you can. Just keep it moving. But in terms of violence, and yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay, cool. So at what age, and I'm gonna ask you this, so at what age did you actually join into an actual proper gang?
Um, I'd say 13, 13.
Okay, so what was your gang called?
Um, do you know what? There was a load of different names for the gang because it had guys from all different ends in it. But I was like 13, they were like 15. So that's how I originally got my nickname Tiny. So certain man used to call them Lucian man, some man would call them Catford man, some man would call them Ghetto man. They had all different kind of names.
Okay, so they would call it Lewisham, Catford, Ghetto. Okay, cool. So what set was you part of?
That was my set. That was my set. I was one of the youngers.
Mm. Okay, you was one of the younger. So who was the oldest in the set back then?
Um, People like Christopher Doyley, Richard Doyley, um, Gary Cox, Pluto. Yeah, those guys.
Okay, cool. So you was one of their young G's just running around causing havoc, shot like what I'm guessing on the streets, shotting and that, getting that paper.
Yeah, I was just doing my thing, bro. Even though I was one of the young G's, it ain't like now where the oldest have got more control over you. It wasn't even that. Even though I
Mm,
was 13, they were 15, 16. At the time, I was telling everybody I was 15, so we're just rolling in it. So
mm.
yeah, it's like that.
Okay, and as you said, when you joined first, they used to call it Catford Boys, Deptford Boys, and what Ghetto as well.
Mm.
Okay, so who came about with the name Ghetto?
Ghetto's been around forever, bro. That's like Milton Court, right in the
Okay,
heart of, yeah, in terms of Ghetto's always been there. I think some people misinterpret what I said in terms of GB and Ghetto. That's two different things, like that.
yeah. Okay, so what does GB mean then?
GB stands for Ghetto Boys.
Yeah. No, but you just said that there's a difference between Ghetto and GB.
Yeah.
So what is the difference?
The difference is in terms of Ghetto, like um, we refer to Spanish Steps as the Ghetto. That's the Ghetto. Anywhere down in Deptford, that's the Ghetto. In terms of GB, that was a name for the team in terms of Ghetto Boys. Do you get it?
Mm,
So I'm just you got to separate the two.
okay. Okay, cool. So who is well from obviously because I've done my research on you, I'm pretty sure a lot of people they know this about you as well. So you're claiming that you are the real founder of Ghetto Boys.
Do you know what, my G? It's not even that deep in it, but
Mm,
yeah. When I came out of jail, 92, early 93, my youngers, which was Sparks, Tariq, Del P, Shifty,
mm,
they didn't have no identity. They was rolling under a guy called Bucky Mark, who was from Peckham. Do you get it?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was no identity at all. So while I'm hearing there's some people trying to say they was GB, well if they was GB, why won't you go for your youngest? I've come on the road and I've gone and got my youngest. Do you get it?
Mm,
And that's when we formed GB.
okay. So you're claiming that you're the real founder of GB. You went and the youngers were around the youth from Peckham. You've come out and you've basically claimed them off of my man and you formed GB.
That's exactly what happened, bro.
Okay, so you're the one that told them, you know what, from now on, we are called Ghetto Boys. That's our name.
100%, bro.
Okay, cool. So, because I just want to know, because obviously you've explained how you've met them, but like. what was the main reason for creating Ghetto Boys? What was the actual main reason?
That's where we're from. That's the block. So um, at that point, we're all about trying to make as much money as possible. Do you get it? So
Mm,
it wasn't like we formed a gang to um, commit violence or to war. It wasn't that. It was just a natural transition. Do you get it?
mm. Okay. So you didn't form the Ghetto Boys because of any incidents that have occurred or happened, or any big situations that occurred back in the day. That was not anything that triggered you creating Ghetto Boys.
Nah, not at all. Listen, it is what it is. At that point in time, like I've got the baton and I'm running with it. So that's just what it is, isn't it?
Okay. So when you mentioned that you went and you bucked to you that was from Peckham, and he was rolling around with the youngers from Lewisham.
Hmm.
I remember when I done some research on you in an interview, you said that you was friends with a guy called Bucky, or you was dealing with a guy called Bucky.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so who is Bucky, and how did you meet Bucky?
Bucky was a big player out of Peckham, but he used to roll around like Deptford, Lewisham, our way. Anyway, he had all the youngers in it. Um, all those youngers were rolling with him on a day-to-day basis and making a lot of money. I heard
Okay.
I heard about this before I even came on the road. So when I came on the road, I found him, approached him.
So what, when you was in jail, people was giving you information about Bucky, who was from Peckham, and he was using youngers from Lewisham, and they was making a lot of bees.
That's right.
Okay. What, and you was in jail and you weren't happy about that at all?
Um, it wasn't even that. Was I happy? Fuck knows. It wasn't even that. It was just a case of he's from Peckham. These youngers are from Deptford. That's it. When I come
Yeah.
home, yeah, I'm gonna change it.
Okay. So you've come out now from prison, and I heard that you actually met him. You actually went and you saw him. So what happened when you saw him?
Do you know what? I approached him aggressively, but he was a stand-up guy. Do you get me? So he kind of like he kind of like met me head on, innit?
Mm,
And it was just a thing of I said to him, look, these are my young G's, innit? Like I want an easy life just like you, so let's come to an agreement, and we did, and that was it. We became friends.
okay, but the thing is, obviously, like a lot of people know the history between, Peckham as well and you guys, and like he's from Peckham, so like, wasn't that an issue?
Nah, not at all.
Okay,
Not
why
at all.
was that? Why is that?
Well, for me personally, and the man around me, we ain't got no issue with every single man in Peckham. There was other guys from his actual team who I fucked with. Do you get it? At that point, who I'd known
Mm,
from years before. Do you get it? So there wasn't no direct static between me and that squad.
mm. Okay, so who were your main ops back then? Who were the guys that you didn't really get along with back then?
Um, some Peckham boys and some Brixton boys.
Because I heard you mentioned in an interview, you mentioned like when it comes to Brixton, you mentioned a gang called 28s.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so what, you had some disagreements with them as well?
Yeah, me and Arthur Penny, we had a big fallout, which is well
Mm.
documented. Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. So now, obviously, like when I've looked into some of the things that you're known for, there's certain ways that you would get information out of people. So I've looked into some of these stuff, and obviously, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to talk too much on that. But like, I just wanted to ask you, like, what torture methods like would you use, like, if you was to capture any of your ops like back then? Like, what type of stuff would you do?
Do you know what? Yeah, I wasn't even on that.
Mm,
Yeah. I went into catching ops and torturing them. I keep it 100.
mm,
Yeah, it wasn't even that.
okay. Because obviously, like when I've done my research and stuff, like things like gun whipping, boiling hot water, like pouring it down on people. And then obviously, like I'm not going to mention the other part, but those are the things that are documented, like around your name and that. Why do you think that's surrounded near your name?
Yeah, that's to do with obviously the charges that I was
Mm,
convicted for and went to prison for. Um,
okay.
yeah, that's a complete different situation to the op. But as I've said to you previously, I'm not going to go into anything that's gonna
Oh no, no,
upset
100%,
upset
hundred
my
percent,
victims or
100%,
do you get it?
100%. Yeah. Everyone, tweet all your thoughts and questions on a hashtag. Retweet this space, and then also follow me on all my socials, and then follow Tiny on his new Twitter page and his Instagram as well. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna ask you this, Card. This is a story that you've actually said on an interview.
Okay,
So you said in an interview that you made a guy called Sean run naked down the street outside his landlord's house.
okay.
So you just fill me in and be very specific and talk in detail. 'Cause obviously we want to know everything. So tell us what all of that is about, how it started and how it ended.
Um, Basically, yeah, Sean. Yeah, Sean Bob. He's Gabrielle, the singer's brother, same mother, same father.
Gabrielle, the singer.
Yeah. Same mum, same dad. Um,
Okay.
so anyway, he's from over our way, innit?
Mm-hmm.
He grew up in Brixton, but he's always over Deptford, whatever. Me and him have got nicked. So we got nicked in an MR2. Um, they found a machine, a 38 revolver under the driver's seat. The car belonged to my uncle. Anyway, we've been nicked. I've got no comment. He's told me he's got no comment. We got remanded for 4 weeks, went to All-Star committal, then we got bail. But when we got bail, they gave us a copy each of our interviews. So I've
Mm.
played his interview when I got in the car, and basically he's just telling the 5-0 like God gave us all common sense. He's got bullet holes in his car. Um, he's always got firearms. Blah blah blah. Common sense should tell them that basically I'm the owner of the firearm. So that's where the issue started from. I heard those interviews.
Okay, so basically he's gone and he's basically snitched on you
Yeah,
in the recording.
that's right.
Okay, cool. All right, carry on.
So
Everyone,
yes,
everyone, tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag and retweet this space, and then also follow us on our socials. All right, go on, talk.
yeah. So anyway, he's rolling with some ops. And yeah, they got bread, they got mashes, whatnot. So there's a lot of hype on the road. Obviously, he's talking tough. He's on it. Fast forward 4, 5, 6 months, he's smoking, isn't it? So
Mm.
that big Mac 10 that he had now, yeah, he's rolling with a Rambo. You get it? I butt this
Okay.
guy now. Yeah, I butt this guy random, and so I pulled up on him, and he's got a thing. He's like, "Yo, you're the greatest. You're the greatest. No one don't do it like you." Blah blah blah. So I'm saying, "All right, well, go on." He's saying, "Forget all of that." Da da da. Then he's like, "My landlord lives on this road." So I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." He's taking liberties. I want to go up there and collect my things. Can you follow me? So I said, "All right, cool." Turned around, went up the same road, parked up, gone into the flats, gone upstairs. He's rung the door. The landlord's opened the door, and the landlord's on smoke. He's like, "What the fuck you want?" So my don Sean, he's like, "I come for my things." So the landlords looked at me. I just popped off, straight on Sean, innit? They said, yo, I ain't forgotten it.
So in that situation there, you basically pulled out
What?
a
Yeah,
weapon.
whatever. And they said,
Yeah,
yeah, I ain't
you pulled
forgot.
it. Okay, cool.
And that's how the story went.
So what happened after you've pulled it out on him? What happened then?
As I said in my story, the last I saw him, he was running down the street naked.
You made them strip naked?
As I said in my story, I leave it as that. The last time I saw him, he was running down the street naked.
All right. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. And just to ask again, so what was that all for again? What was it? So he went and he snitched on you to the feds and on the tape. So he thought that obviously you'd have forgot, but obviously you ain't forgot. But because he's high on the drugs, he's thinking that you probably don't remember because he don't remember.
Let me tell you what it is, bro. It's the streets, innit? So
Mm,
you can fall out for a trivial thing or you can fall out for a serious thing. If you're dealing with people who have got firearms, you better be switched on because that's what it is, isn't it? So anything outside of that, in that mindset, it doesn't really matter. Do you get it?
yeah. Okay. Cool. So what ended up happening to that whole case, anyways? What did you guys go in for that or?
No, we beat it actually. Yeah, we actually beat it because um, the actual person who owned the car was my uncle, and I actually remember the QC for my man. He actually said because it was a two-seater. His whole argument is obviously I've picked him up in it, which I agreed,
Mm,
and he's driving. He's not going to search the car before he starts driving or search the boot, is he?
mm.
So if we would have picked up a hitchhiker along the way, would he also have to go to prison? That was their defense, and it crashed the case.
Okay. So no one ended up going inside for it.
Nah, not for no big portion of time, no.
No. Okay. Cool. So when is the first time that you actually ended up getting arrested and going jail?
Um, First time I went to jail would have been 1987 when I got four. I think I got 4 months DC.
Okay. So what was that for? If you can talk on it.
Yeah, it was for knife offences and robbery.
Okay. So I also heard that you went in jail. You went to jail in 2001.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and then you came out what, 2017, 2018?
I was in DCAT those times. I didn't come out officially until 2019.
2019. Okay, so what did you go inside for? If you can talk on it, obviously.
Without going too deep, I went in jail for firearms offences, two shootings, which was attempted murder, um, kidnap, torture, um, and some drugs.
Okay, so what sentence did they give you when obviously you found guilty?
The judge gave me 2 life sentences for the shootings and
Mm.
something like 106 years to run concurrent for the other offences.
Okay. Okay. Everyone, tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag, retweet this space, and then also follow us on on our socials. But just make sure you tweet all your thoughts and all your questions on the hashtag, innit? All right, cool. So, what was it like? Like, what prison did you first go to, and what was it like when you went into that prison?
First prison I went to would have been Belmarsh.
Okay. Okay. So what was that like? What was that like when you've gone there?
It's just prison, isn't it? You're focused on trying to obviously get the fuck out of there, kind of thing.
Mm,
So yeah, you just run with it. You know what Belmarsh is like, 23-hour bang up. So you know the
mm.
script. That's the script, isn't it?
So, but what was it like when you first gone in there and you've seen the people in there? Like they're all noticing you. There's a new person in a jail, in a prison. You know, like what was all of that like? Did you see anyone that you knew from the beef from the roads, or what was all of that like?
Yeah, at different stages. You know what it is. Most of the guys who go jail know each other.
Mm,
Do you get it? 'Cause they kind of come up through the system together. Do you get what I mean?
yeah.
So when you go into it, it ain't the first time I'm going to Belmarsh. So yeah, I kind of like know a lot of people on the wing. Do you get it?
Mm,
But from time to time, I bumped into one up or another, but nothing major.
okay. Okay. Cool. So now, obviously, as I said, and I've repeated this probably how many times now, but when I've done my research on you, now
Hmm.
you've gotten into a lot of mix-ups in jail. Well, in prison
Okay.
actually. What am I saying? Jail, in prison. Obviously you've spoken on a lot of stories of a lot of situations that have happened and occurred in different prisons. So there was one story that I had to jot down. Um, it was the story with you and Arthur Penny, and you
Okay.
apparently robbing him for his jewels in prison. So please, if you can, just tell us from start to finish about that whole story.
Yeah. No, I didn't rob Arthur Penny for his jewels in prison. I don't think no man could rob Arthur Penny for his jewels straight. R.I.P. Arthur Penny still.
Yeah,
But yeah,
RIP all the time. But
yeah,
I think you
R.I.P.
said
for
on
him.
an interview,
Yeah.
you said something
No,
about
no,
it
no.
was money that you owed him, or it was something that you owed him, or you
No,
robbed him or something.
no. You got it twisted a little. What's happened? Rewind back. Basically, me and him fell out. He's burnt out my car. Cool. This is like '93. Do you get it?
Yeah,
Um,
and you and him are family, by the way, as well.
well, what?
Not blood, but your mutuals.
No, no, no. He's from Brixton. I'm from Deptford, bro. But
Okay.
anyway, bam. I end up getting his jewels. Yeah, I got his jewels. I got about, I don't know, 2 grand worth of jewels. So me and Penny's in war now. He's a
Mm,
serious guy. Very serious. Um, and at that point, as far as I'm concerned, he was leading the 28s. So the younger 28s, Quincy's, the Jabais, the Nolans, they was all under him. So we're beefing. On two occasions
mm.
we met. On 2 occasions we met up in jail. First occasion he was on crutches, and he's like, "Yeah, allow it. Um, Look how tight we used to be. Blah blah blah." And I allowed it. The next time I met him, he wasn't on crutches. He didn't want to allow it. Do you understand? So that was Arthur Penny still. But getting to the story, what you're talking about, when we got to the eye security system,
Yeah.
I just landed on a wing um,
Mm-hmm.
in Long Lartin. I'm sitting there talking to the induction prisoners. Arthur Penny walks past. He just laughs, walks off. Anyway, after my induction, I come outside. He's like, "Yeah, let's go talking. You're selling it." He's like, "Yeah, I got 10 man right now ready to done your thing in it." So we go into my cell, lock the door. He's saying, "Yeah, he wants bread for his jewels in it."
Mm,
So I'm saying, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna run that on you in it. Give me
mm.
some, run some details." So he gave me some details, but I was just stalling for time to try and get a shank in it. So I got a man out there trying to get me a shank. Finally got the shank, and then
Whilst
that's
so whilst he so whilst you and him are in the room, you've got someone to get a shank for you.
now. While we was in the room, we made an agreement that I was going to give him something like £2,000 for the jewels. You get it? So we've come
Well,
out of the.
what did you end up giving him the £2,000?
Now, come on, bro,
Well,
keep
why is
up.
that?
You know this because what's happened is I was just stalling for time. So I've
Okay.
right. So now I've got a man who's trying to get a shank from me. Do you get it? It took
Mm,
2 days for him to get the shank, and when I got the shank, that's when me and him jumped off.
okay. So
R.I.P. Arthur Penny though.
yeah, R.I.P. Arthur Penny every time, innit? But could you just tell us about how that went down?
Um, I pulled a shank. He pulled a shank. Someone covered the camera. Um,
What? So there
no,
was a camera in the room
no, this is on the landing, bro.
on the landing. Okay, cool. Gone.
Um, and yeah, we're having a knife fight. No one ain't been stabbed, but because the camera's been covered, the bell's gone off. So we've had to
Mm,
all disperse. Do you get it?
okay. So obviously, when the bell's gone off and you've all
Mhm.
dispersed, what did you ever get cut? Did you ever get sliced? Did you manage to or did you slice them or anything or
No, I was pretty lucky because at one point he actually tried to throw oil at me. Um,
oil?
yeah, yeah, you know, like stalk butters.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. If he would have got close enough, that was his objective at one point. But yeah, I was lucky.
Okay. So, what happened after all that? After that incident, what happened after all of that?
Um, you know what? Me and him, I don't think me and him actually saw each other again. Then he went home and unfortunately he died. Didn't it?
Mm, okay, because I heard that you mentioned something about his leg was broken. He broke his leg.
Nah, I already told you that. Still, there was a point when I met him
Mm,
in jail when his leg was broken.
okay.
And
Hello.
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Okay, cool, cool. That's cool. And then there's another story where when you was in jail, apparently you mentioned a story where you was I think you was all praying in a room during Ramadan, and then someone sliced you in the face whilst praying.
No, that's a bit traumatic.
Do you know what it is,
Yeah,
Tiny? I'm
yeah.
literally going off what you have said from an
No,
interview.
no, bro. That is
So
what I
maybe
said.
in that interview, maybe the way
Listen,
you said it,
no,
maybe
listen,
you've realized it now, and you're like, oh, you know what,
no,
I've
no,
maybe
no.
over exaggerated it a bit.
Yeah, no. I wasn't actually praying.
Okay.
It was during Ramadan. Yeah, and we all prayed together. Yeah,
Mm.
so
So
there's
you
certain.
wasn't praying. You
Let
wasn't
me
praying.
finish. Let me finish, bro.
No, no,
So
I'll let you finish, bro. Of course.
yeah. So that there's certain rules in it.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm in the kitchen. As I said, my man come from behind and cut me. Do you get it? So he's cut me now, and he's blue, but I've blue as well in it. So I've got my man in it. He dropped
Mm.
the shank, but the shank was like a razor, but it's like all the razor, it's all broken in it. There's nothing on it in it. So I even
Mm.
let my man go. My man must have bolted into the cell. However, as I said, it's during Ramadan, so as we're all praying 5 times a day at that point, and it's Ramadan, what he's done, he's broken the rules in it. So I'm telling the man them, yeah, you got to get the door open. The man them agreed, and they got the door open in it. So at that point, the best I could do was use a pot. So I was just using the pot to fill him in. That's how that went. So
Okay. Now I heard that whole altercation where you're basically hitting him with a pot. That lasted for about 20 minutes.
yeah, it was a long time still.
And I'm hearing he was screaming and he was begging you to stop. And obviously, you was on a vibe of obviously you've come and you've tried to basically slice me in the face. And you know what? You claim you don't fear no one, so why fear me? And you've gone and you've basically battered him in for 20 minutes straight.
I wouldn't say I was battering him for 20 minutes still, but I had him for 20 minutes.
Well, with a pot,
Yeah,
let's be
yeah,
real, you're
yeah.
battering him in.
But yeah, you're actually very accurate still.
Okay, okay, cool. Everyone, if you please, if you can just retweet this space, if you can tweet all your thoughts and all your questions on a hashtag, follow me on my socials and also follow Tiny on his socials. This is his new Twitter page, so he's going to be on Twitter from now as well. But just make sure you tweet all your thoughts and all your questions on a hashtag, retweet the space, and then follow me on my Twitter and on my Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on my TikTok as well. Okay, cool. So, um, so how many jails did you go to in total?
Bloody hell. I went to, I think I went to every jail you could go to as a Cat A.
Mm,
That's all the high security prisons.
mm,
B cats I only went to one. So I got my
mm.
C cat. C cat. How many C cats I go to? Maybe one or two. Yeah, and then two D cats.
Okay. So, why was you constantly getting moved about? Because obviously, I know you're in jail for quite a long time. You know, you was arrested in what 2001. You got released in what 2017? Did you say or 2019?
Officially 2019.
2019. So, how, I know it's quite a long time. You know, it's 18 years that you've been in jail for, but how, like, what was the main reason for why you kept getting moved to different jails?
First and foremost, I was Cat A in it, so that's standard as a Cat A. You get moved about, um, for obvious reasons.
Mm,
Um, then another reason I'll get moved about would be beef. Um, there was at one point where the official at Home Office, he instructed all the high security prisons to move myself and my allies to HMP Whitemore, and
okay.
all the ops to Long Lartin and Full Sutton,
So why did they do that?
because a lot of people was getting stabbed. It was a lot of people was getting stabbed. A lot of people getting burnt up. Um,
What, burnt up to death?
no, not to death. Just
Okay.
in the high security estate. One of the weapons of choice is oil in a pan.
Okay. So what was the other reasons to why you was getting moved about so much?
That would be it, bro. The only other reasons you really move is obviously if there's a course you got to do at another prison, um, or bad behaviour, or there was a time when I was moved because I was having a relationship with a nurse. So
Yeah, you know what? I heard that story as well.
there's a lot of reasons why.
Explain the story as well, please, because that one was funny. If you could just like talk to us about that, because obviously I heard something about I think there was some sort of an accusation brought against you.
What
Am I right?
accusation? Oh yeah, it was
Yeah. So if you could just from
blackmail.
start to
Yeah,
finish,
blackmail.
yeah, yeah. If you could just tell us how all of that, conspired and started.
Do you know what it is? It was a nurse who worked in the jail. Um, word on the landing was that she was bringing tobacco in for some guy, any guy. We
Okay.
just we just felt like he wasn't using it right. Do you get it? So cut the story short, I started talking to her, whatnot. Um, and she's putting in some work. She got caught with two mashes. I got put in the block.
When you mean putting in some work, what do you mean by that? By putting in work?
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, bro, it is what it is, man. You know, innit? We're not gonna spell it out,
No,
man.
I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm actually baffled right now.
Straight.
What do you mean by
You got,
huh?
hey, you got a lot of followers in there. Trust me, they bring you up to speed afterwards.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
You
Cool.
know,
Okay.
like that.
Yeah. No. No. I hear you. I hear you. You know. Go on. Go on.
Yeah,
I. No. Tiny, you're funny, man.
no, it makes sense. It makes sense, bro.
Mm. All right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, carry on.
But yeah, so yeah, I got put in the block, and the allegation was that I blackmailed her to bring phones into the prison. However, fortunate for me, I had recorded a number of conversations and was able to show, yeah, the allegation was nonsense. So yeah, I was just shipped out of the prison, and that was the end of that.
Okay, so I heard that you also like when I've done research and when I've looked at different interviews on when you've spoken about this story, I heard that they even tried to fire the nurse, but they couldn't. Why was
Now,
that?
because they was gonna take her to a tribunal. However, the only way they could prove the case was if I give evidence against her, and so yeah, I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. So as I wouldn't give no statement or evidence against her, um, all they could do was ban all nurses from going on the landings
Mm. So they banned all the nurses from going on the landings because of you specifically.
because of that situation.
Yeah, so basically because of you, that situation that happened, they banned the nurses from going onto the wing.
Yes, it's not that deep though, bro.
Mm.
That's what it is. What it is. The reason why they done that was because there was no restrictions before, so a nurse could come on the wing at 8:30 and leave at like 12 o'clock, and no one would even know she's on the wing. So if you're a cleaner like I was, it gave us great access. Do you get me in terms of
Mm.
time? Do you get it? So
Yeah.
to cut that out, they just said, yeah, you lot can't go on the landing no more. Just stay in their little department around the corner. Do you get it?
Mm. Okay. Now, in the interview, when you spoke about that, you also said that obviously because the nurse he was giving this guy that you're talking about tobacco.
hmm
Now, the guy that the nurse was giving tobacco, was he seeing the nurse? Like,
Um,
was they like having a bit of fun together?
you know what? It wouldn't surprise me, but that wasn't the tone of conversation that came my way. It was just more she was bringing tobacco for him to get me. I don't think he had taken it to the next stage. But if someone was to correct me, I won't be able to argue with them.
Okay. Carl, there was also a part where you said that you was actually sleeping with her and she found and he found out and he got annoyed. He got a bit pissed off.
No, that was someone else still.
And you said that apparently she's your girl or some shit.
Yeah, no, that was some next guy basically who she could kind of speak to in the early days, and obviously I put a stop to it. So there was resentment in it. Obviously, we're all lifers in the same jail. Um,
What,
so
you
yeah,
put a
yeah.
stop to it?
Till again,
You put a stop to it.
yeah, yeah.
How did you do that? Please let us know. We want to know.
I was told her to drop him out,
Just like that.
just like that.
What? And what? You was that much of a boss back then where she just listened to you?
Bro, you seem to be taking an immature tone. Yeah, stop it,
No,
innit?
no, no, no,
And
not
first and
like that.
foremost,
Come on, come on.
first and foremost, and it's nothing to do with boss. It's a situation where she's got to make a choice, innit? So
Mm,
I'm fucking with her.
yeah.
Um, she ain't got nothing with this next guy. So
Mm,
there's no reason to be going to talk to him, is there?
okay. You know what? Okay, cool. No, no, it sounds good. It sounds great. Cool. So you know what? I'm gonna ask you this question. So now you've obviously come out. No, you know what? Boom. So in jail, you've met you in jail was where you met Fox. I'm guessing.
Many years before that was the first meeting. Yeah,
Okay, so but you first met him in jail, though, didn't you?
yeah,
Okay, so please tell me, like, what was that like when you first ever met him? How you man became friends and all of that. Just obviously R.I.P. Fox, by the way. Just to put that out there. But just talk to me about when you first met him.
yeah. Definitely R.I.P. Fox. Rest in power. Yeah, straight. Yeah, when I first met Fox, I obviously we had already spoken, and obviously I was friends with his friends and stuff. So it was always a thing that yeah, they can't wait for me and him to link up. Do you get it? Because
Mm,
we was kind of similar with similar reputations. Him from east and me from south. Do you get it?
mm.
So obviously when we met, it was all good, man. It was just yeah, it was a vibe.
Okay, so do you know what Fox went inside for when you first met him?
He went inside for manslaughter. Still, he was
Okay.
fortunate. He was fortunate still.
Okay. Um, because I heard something about, now I don't know if this is true, yeah, so please don't, guys, also don't give me no stick. But guys, please tweet all your thoughts and all your questions on a hashtag. Also retweet this space and follow all the speakers on our socials. But guys, if this is as I said, I don't know if this is 100% true, but did he go inside with Dutch Valley?
Um, that was the last time he went in. Yeah,
Okay, so that was after. Okay, cool.
that was like two. I don't know, 17, 18, 18.
Okay, okay. So when you first met him, he went inside for something completely different then.
Yeah, we're talking about the 90s, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna ask you this, right? Let me just think of how I'm gonna relay this. You know what? I might leave that for later on. But you know what? I'm gonna ask you this. What are your thoughts? So, okay, you know what? Actually, let me ask you this. So, when you've come out of prison now, so you came out in 2019.
Okay,
That's when you come out of prison.
okay.
What was the first thing that was on your mind?
The first thing that was on my mind when I came out of prison was um to start networking um and trying to get a film deal. When I came out of jail, I came out of jail with a big extra large milk crate full of film scripts. And my cousin's
Okay,
there. My cousin's there, and he's on a champagne vibe. I'm like, yo, this is what it is. So I came out on that vibe. To hit,
okay,
yeah, to hit the ground running.
okay. Because I also heard that on an interview you said that you done a degree when you was in prison. Is that true, or did you do it when
Uh,
you was?
I studied the arts past and present via Open University. I didn't finish it, but I done 3 years. Then I had to make a decision whether I couldn't do both. I couldn't script write and the degree. So I made a decision to yeah focus on the script
Okay.
writing.
What was that? The English literature degree that you was talking about?
Yeah, English lit, the arts
Okay.
past, and present.
Okay, and obviously you was writing all of these scripts when you was in prison, because
Mm.
I heard that you was getting a lot of attention, like you was getting even Channel 4 and stuff contacting you, and then apparently like you was getting a lot of mail from like a lot of big TV and production companies, and then I'm hearing like a lot of the screws and the security they're holding back your mail for like 4 weeks and stuff. Like, what was all that about?
I wrote a play called Every Coin that was at
Okay.
that was at the Soho Theatre, and it was yeah it was very successful. Critically acclaimed even. So there
Mm,
was a lot of attention after the success of that play. So yeah, that's how Channel Four. In fact, the way I ended up getting into bed, so to speak, with Channel Four is a lady
mm,
called Claire Slater wrote to me, She was a headhunter for a company called Rare Day, but they headhunted material for Channel 4, and she asked me if she could pitch my project to Channel 4. So even though nothing
Okay.
came from it in the end, that's how that relationship first begun.
Okay. And you also said something about you was looking for a PA.
I've had loads of PAs.
So when you was in jail, you was looking for a PA, and you said something about even there was an actor from Hollyoaks that actually applied for the role.
Yeah, that was
Was
bizarre. Her name was Zoe Lister.
okay.
Yeah, she was in there for a couple of years. Obviously, when she applied for the role, she wasn't in there anymore. But
Oh, so she was in jail as well. She was in prison as well.
no. I said when she applied for the role, she was no
Yeah.
longer in Hollyoaks.
Oh, Hollyoaks. Okay, Hollyoaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm gonna ask you this question here. Everyone, tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag, retweet this space, and then also follow all the speakers on our socials. So, um, you've obviously written an audiobook.
Yeah. I've written a couple. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there was a lot of people that they've obviously spoken on that audiobook. But before I speak on what they've had to say on it, what are your thoughts on Corleone? Just
Well,
Corleone as a person.
um, it is what it is, man. Yeah, I don't think I need to touch on that anymore. Still, um, and why I say that is he ain't around right now. He's doing a bid. It's different when he's on the road. Yeah. So yeah, I leave that there.
Okay. Okay, cool. Um, so what is your take on the opinion that he had on your audiobook?
Um,
Because I'm pretty sure you've probably seen it yourself, because I know you said something about it,
yeah.
but
Do you know
I just
what?
want to ask you what your take is on his
Yeah.
opinion.
I, I watched it recently, and I think he's specifically referring to audiobook 2.
Okay.
I ain't really got much to say, really. Like, I think I've said everything that I need to say regarding my thoughts uh, uh, um on what he had to say. He had a bias in interest, which is understandable. Um,
Mm.
and
But
if I
why do you think he had a biased interest? Why do you think he had that?
well, without going too deep, like just for example, one example, he made a reference that um, I've dissed a couple of the mandem within the
Mm,
audio within the audio book. Do you get it?
mm,
Um, but the story's true. So where he turned around and goes, yeah, I fabricated a story. What story are you referring to? Do you get it? Because you're definitely not referring to any of the stories that I'm talking about. The mandem. Do you get it? But
mm.
as I said, he's not here, so that kind of debate, which I'll be open to, I can really only really have that with him. Do you get it?
Yeah. Okay, because
Uh,
obviously I hear that obviously yeah you can only have it with him, but he's gone on a public platform which
mm,
which is on YouTube, and he's basically gone and he said all of this, and then like he's also said stuff about well obviously from what I've seen he said he's saying that some of the things that you're saying it's not true, you know um like and then he as he said certain things like where he's like dissing some of the mandem and that, and what do you think he was referring to when he said he feels as if you was dissing the mandem in that audiobook?
I think first and foremost, I think he was very respectful in that interview.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I think it's only right I treat it publicly as such. on this particular platform. I think it's well documented what he was referring to. I think you can only be referring to a story which I refer to one of the man them, which would have been Boogie or someone else. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But it's not. It's not that deep, bro. It's not even that deep. It's facts, innit? Facts is facts.
Okay. So obviously, what he's saying is, he feels as if what you've said is not true, but you're saying it's facts. It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
But I just want to know, why would he come out and say that it's a lie? Like, why would he come out and say that respectfully?
We can sit here and guess. We'd have to know what specifically he's talking about. Do you get it? That's the first and foremost. To
Mm.
even have that debate, we got to know exactly what are you talking, because we're guessing, aren't we?
Because no,
You know, like that.
I've got one example actually. He said that when it comes to um, so when it comes to GB, he's claiming that the founder was Nicky Ford.
Okay.
He's saying you wasn't the founder of GB. It was Nicky Ford who founded GB. Um, and it wasn't you. You wasn't the founder of GB. So that is one thing that was said. I don't know if he specifically said that, but I know that's something that's come up. So, like what do you have to say about that?
Well, as I said to you, we're gonna have to agree to not to disagree. He's not here, as I said, so we're gonna have to
Mm.
too much talking. He's not on the roads right now, so yeah, I'm not gonna talk about him. So let's just agree to disagree.
Okay, with Corleone, we're gonna obviously agree to disagree. But do you know about the new Crossfire?
Yeah, what about it?
No, I wanted to ask you, do you know about it, like the new Crossfire?
Yeah, that's a big deal, isn't it? But obviously, I was very young. Why? Do you know about it?
Well, I know a bit of information, but obviously you know about it, so you could just fill us all in on what that's all about.
Nah, that's not my place, bro. To sit here and tell you about the new Crossfire. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah. That's not my place, bro.
no, okay, cool. We'll go to the next question. Okay, so what is your take and your thoughts on the narrator of the book getting a lot of backlash?
Um, that's the guy who done a product of my environment book too. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people, they weren't happy with the narrator. I'm pretty sure you know why. So what is your thoughts on that?
I think initially that first and foremost, he's an actor, so he's just doing a job. That's first and foremost. He gets paid to read a script, regardless of who gives him the script. Um, so I thought because at that point I was in jail still. Um, so when I was hearing that he was being called a racist, I thought like, well, that's a bit overboard. But at the
But
same
do
time,
you understand why people are saying that?
what I'm
You're
saying,
obviously
I'm saying, but at the same time, obviously it was a sensitive time um, with the Black Lives Matter movement, etc. So I kind of got it, but um, what you need to understand is at that point I'm in jail, so I got a story to tell, and I want to get that story on the road. So what I've had to do is put out an ad on starnow.com, yeah, for an actor to read my script. Yeah, about 30 came back, but he came back first. Cool. At that point, I got my PA at the time to record me on the phone reading a scene from the book. She
mm,
recorded it and she sent it to all of the actors that had applied for the job, and they was told to record their version and the best version I'll go with. He had the best version. So at that point, that's why he done the book. I was in jail, and that's how I done the whole book. I read it on
So
the phone.
was you happy with him saying the N word?
Yes, at the time I was. It's art.
But did you prematurely know that that would cause some sort of backlash as well to also raise the volume and the PR for your book?
No, not at all. I'll tell you why. Because um, yeah, I write certain scenes how if in a certain mindset, that's how I speak. So um, I didn't specifically think that I'll give it to a white guy. In fact, maybe in my head, I thought I'll give the role to a black guy.
Mm,
However, no black actor came back who was credible, and he was really credible in terms of
mm.
got a history of doing films that we know, even though I can't remember them. But he had a history, so he was the best guy for the job. That's why I made him do the job.
Okay. Because obviously, when I saw the backlash, there was quite a big video that was out there, especially on YouTube, and it was from Del P. I'm pretty sure you know who Del P is,
Yeah.
and he said that the narrator, he sounds like, I'm not gonna say exactly what he said because it's offensive, but he sounds like a nitty saying the N word.
Yeah, well,
That's what
it's
Del P said
it's
on the video.
listen, it is what it is, what it is, isn't it? But yeah, I think we just need to just realize that first and foremost, the guy's a professional actor who's doing a job. That's it. He's paid to do a job that he reads. That's what they do. They read scripts. So you know you got to separate that from maybe him being a man. Do you get it? It's a job. It's not that deep. Okay, in hindsight, maybe it was an insensitive time. Yeah, I put my hands up to that, but I don't think you can aim too much criticism at um the actor who you need to understand. Remember, this narrator was threatened and was actually scared. His wife was scared. Do you get it? So
Mm.
that's why, yeah, it's not even a joke. Do you get it? They took it really serious.
But
So
why do you think they took it serious though? Your honest opinion. Why do you think they took it that serious? Is what do you think it's
I,
because he
listen,
said the N word, or was it because of other reasons?
no, I think without like shining the spotlight too brightly on this issue, I feel like it was because the person who sent the threat was actually in jail for um, being a part of a setting up a murder while behind bars. So they read this stuff. Remember, this is a normal actor, normal wife.
What? So basically you spoke about what someone that is in jail right now done, and they've heard it, or they thought that you was talking about them, and they've gone and they've sent a threat to the narrator.
Nah, it wasn't. The audio book didn't have nothing to do with him.
Okay.
That was another issue. But the most important thing that yeah, I think we need to focus on is the narrator felt a certain type of way, and he shouldn't have been able to. He should have felt a certain type of way. But I would say that any criticism should be pointed in my direction because he was just doing a job. Let's just keep it
Mm.
moving, man. Let's keep it pushing, bro.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um. Now, there's rumors going around that Del P has a book claiming you're not the founder of Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
I ain't got no thoughts on that, and that's straight up. It may be true, it may not be true.
But if you
Yeah,
I've spoken to you today, right?
yeah,
You've obviously said from a lot of your other interviews as well. You've said you're the founder of Ghetto Boys.
yeah.
Now, let's play devil's advocate here. If I was the founder of something that I created, and I've now got people around saying, I'm not, I didn't do this, I didn't create this, like, wouldn't you feel some sort of type of way And why do you think a lot of these people are going around saying all of this?
Firstly, I don't care. Two, I'm no longer a gang member. So again, I don't care. I'm doing a lot of productive stuff right now. Right now, I'm
So
having
no,
meetings. No, let me finish. Let me
okay,
hang
go
on.
on.
Let me
No, no,
finish. Let
no.
me
Yeah,
finish.
yeah, I'll
Let
let
me
you
finish.
finish.
Let me
I'll
finish.
let
Let
you
me
finish.
finish.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you
Yeah.
finish.
Um,
Respectfully.
and right now, my focus right now is putting some books out there, making some films, um, building a record label. That's my
Hmm.
focus, not on trivial stuff like that. That's just keeping it
Okay.
100 with you. Do you get it?
No, no, I
So
hear it.
yeah, because like this is the second time. Obviously, we're going over the same ground. I'm like, dead.
Hmm.
That's dead, man.
Okay, so if you were still on the roads, would you care then?
If I'm still on the roads,
If you were still on the roads and they were still coming out here saying you're not the founder, would you care? Because obviously now you're saying you don't care because you're not on the roads anymore. You're bettering your life. You're doing other things, which is good.
yeah,
But what I'm asking is, if you were still on the roads, would you have cared with what they're saying? How you're not the founder of GB?
not really. No, to be honest, not really. You're on the road. You're on the road. You're on the road, innit? Anyone can say anything. Do you get it? If you're on the road, you just like have that same energy when. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But you don't really care what people say. That people say a lot of stuff.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean? I think if you listen to everybody's opinion on everything and the different rumors and people adding things, yeah, you'll go crazy, man.
Yeah, but if you've created something that is now something so big and large in your area, and there's people now coming out of nowhere saying he's lying, especially when it's something that's quite, it's very influential. It's been around for quite a long time. It's very notorious in the area that you're from. It's part of the history of where you're from as well. And people are saying you are not the person that created and started all of this,
Okay.
knowing how big it is. Like I would feel some type of way because obviously I've seen that when people have obviously on YouTube, people have said certain things about some of the things that you've said, and obviously you've retaliated and
Hey,
stuff.
bro, my guy, stick to the questions, bro, that you said you're gonna ask me. Innit? You're going off on some tantrum now. That's all long. Stick to the
No, no, I'm
questions,
not.
bro.
I'm not going on a tantrum. These are the questions that I've sent you. I'm just like giving you my opinion.
Yeah, just stick to the questions, bro.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right, cool. Let's leave my opinion out of that then. So you know what? What Delp did say though, he did say that yes, he was GB and he was the most prolific. Could I say this by the way?
What's that?
He said he was the most prolific. You know what? Let me not even say it. I don't even want to say that. Let me not say that. Okay, so Corleone also said in a video that Dot and Nicky Ford founded the Ghetto Boys, but you said he's not from GB. He's from New Cross Gate, Bronson. So what is all of that about?
I think like, I already said, like, I've already explained to you, innit? Like he's not on road. He's away at the moment, innit? So we don't really. Do you get it? But
Mm,
it is what it is, bro. Come on, man. Like, look, that's where he's from. He's from where he's from, bro. But I'm not gonna sit here and like just bash him when he's in no position to defend himself. I think we both said what we had to say, um, and both said what we had to say in private too. So
mm,
yeah, right now, it's not really appropriate for me. I don't think to be kicking him when he's down. Yeah,
okay, but you also said something quite big. You said that the girl that lined up fucks was in his music videos.
but that's no secret either now. Now, wait, the girl who lined up who?
You said that the girl that lined him up was in
Lined
his
who?
video.
Lined who up?
Let me see.
Sparks. It's Sparks. Yeah.
Sparks, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a secret. Just some people didn't know, but yeah, a lot of people know.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah. I know where you've got that from, and yeah, I stand
No,
by that.
because you said it in a video where you
Yeah,
said the girl that lined up Sparks is in his videos.
yeah.
Okay, so she's in his videos, and and everyone knows this. Well, like, what are your thoughts on that? If everyone knows the girls that set him up is in all of his videos and that.
She's in a couple videos, not all of them, but it is what it is. It's a very sensitive one, isn't it? And that's why I pointed it out. I think it was disrespectful. To Sparks, R.I.P. Sparks.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
Spot, by the way.
yeah. That's just how I felt at the time, and I still feel like that. That was a disrespect. It just showed me that they had no love for my little guy. Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. Now, in that same video, you also done a freestyle and you called out Snap Capone in that freestyle. So I listened to the freestyle and I kind of get a gist of what you're talking about, but I don't fully get it. So I just want to know what, because obviously I sent you this before we spoke, so I was gonna ask you this question. So like, what was all of that about? Why did you call that Snap Capone?
Do you know what? If you listen to it closely, it's um
If you could just explain then for all the
yeah,
listeners.
yeah. If you listen to it closely, it was a case of it was a letter to Snap Capone. 'Cause he was banged up on the same case as Coley when Coley was in bail. Coley was on bail in it with a tag, while Snap was banged up. So I was just saying, yo, you're banged up, and you're wondering why Coley's home. Do you get it?
Mm,
Yeah. So that's where it starts, and then obviously I go into little bits and pieces that if you know, you know. You don't, you don't.
okay. So what basically are you saying when Corleone's come out, he's gone in, and that's because what? Someone's been talking?
Now that ain't what happened. What's happened? They've got arrested.
Mm,
However, Snap ain't got bail. Coley got bail. So
okay.
that's why the letter was a letter to Snap Capone,
Mm,
banged banged up and confused. Why is Coley home? Do you get it?
yeah.
That's where it came from.
Okay. Could you delve into that a bit more?
Not really, no,
No.
no.
Okay. Cool. All
Only
right. So
because
talk.
again, he's not here.
Yeah. 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 Go on.
He's not here. So yeah,
Okay. All right. Cool. So talk to me about the whole Fox situation and how he was doing business with because I think you said something about he was doing business with ops when he first came out of jail, and you warned him to stop dealing with them.
yeah. Basically, um, me and Fox went back to back for a while. Obviously, I went away 2001. Um, he done a couple of short ones, but mainly I'd say he was on the road. Um, and it was like I've by the time I'm getting ready to come home, when I've done, I don't know, 15, 16, I'm in DCAT. By now the roles have changed. So as he said, it's like someone got a deck of cards, all the heavy man them from all of the ends, and shuffled up the deck of cards, and man just started to par with people who they never used to fuck with. And
Mm,
that's what he done. He ended up rolling with people who used to be ops. I thought that was risky.
okay. So you thought that was risky. Okay, cool. So obviously he's come out of prison now, and because obviously he's gone jail again for something else, but this is with Dutch
Yeah,
and
yeah,
his
yeah,
son.
yeah. He went to jail for 10 months, or
Okay.
might have been a bit longer. For with Dutch and you know what? The funny thing about it, the actual guy who bust the case for them. I met him last week. I posted it up online. Still, Fox wasn't
Okay.
even there. But anyway, Fox done 10 months.
Yep.
And then he obviously bust the case.
Okay. So once he's obviously come out with his son. He's come out with Dutch,
That's right.
and so Dutch, he turns into a big rapper. So I just want to ask you this, because I know there's a lot of people that have been, a lot of names have been brought up in terms of they're the reason why he is who he is today and all of that. So I want to ask you, are you the reason why Dutch has a career today?
No way.
No way? Okay.
Nothing to do with me.
Mm. So who do you think is the main person that really put Dutch on and, gave him the career that he has today?
Fox.
Fox. Okay, so what did Fox do to get Dutch into a position where he is now?
Well, basically, he got the funding. Yeah, he got the money. Um, he had the vision.
Mm.
Um, you'll see when Fox came home, he came home um, in one Rolls Royce. Dutch came home the following week.
Was that
Fox
the
went.
one? Was that the music video?
No, the first one. You might not have seen that video still, but when Fox came home
Yeah.
the week or 2 weeks before Dutch. I'm sure it was just a week.
Okay.
He was rolling in one white double R. Then when Dutch came home the following week, Fox went and picked him up in two double R's, and that's when they started shooting for the video for
The
the
one that
first
went viral. Okay.
right the first track. But you got to
Yeah.
remember, he also got the funding to pay for that, to pay for the video, to pay for the clothes.
Mm. So
You
who
get
did he get the funding from? What investors did he go to get the money from?
yeah, he got the funding from the Asian man still.
So what's the Asian guy's name?
That's irrelevant right now, but yeah, just say the Asian man.
The Asian man. Okay. Carl,
Yeah,
you've said his name on platforms. You've said his name on other interviews, but what, we're not
yeah.
gonna
Cause
say.
I tell you why, because it's just a natural thing. It's not like people don't know, but true, you're pressing for it. That's why I'm reacting like that. Still, I keep it
Okay.
100.
Okay.
We keep it.
Okay.
If we just if we're just talking normal, it just roll off in it. It's not a secret. But
Mm.
when you're actually pressing for that, yeah,
Okay, okay. I'll stop pressing for it. All right, cool. I'll stop.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
makes
So
sense.
the Asian man, he's the one that. How much did he invest into Dutch at first?
I have no idea, bro. But just know you paid for everything in terms of you had to buy the beat, clothes, the whips, everything.
Mm.
Um, he invested what he invested what he invested. I think at some point there was an issue, and I can't remember the actual figures, but he wanted his money back. Um,
Why did he want his money back?
um, I believe that he was trying to get Dutchavelli for himself. He was trying to seduce Dutchavelli into signing a contract. Um, and at that point, to Dutchavelli's credit, he didn't snake Fox. He went and told him. So at that point, obviously, he can no longer be involved in Team Dutch, so to speak. Do you get it? So
Mm.
when he's been told that, it's at that point he's like, all right, you know what, I want all my money back in it and for the beat. But they got the beat at a discount. Do you get it? True, the producer who provided the beat, um, it was Steph's producer in it.
Mm.
So anyway, they gave him all the money, and at that point, he no longer had nothing to do with um, um, Team Dutch, and they went and found a different investor.
Okay, so who was the new investor that they found?
I'm not sure. It's a toss up between two people, but I'm not sure.
Okay, okay. So now, guys, we're gonna get into, what I'm pretty sure a lot of you man want to hear. So, guys, everyone, tweet all your thoughts on a hashtag, retweet this space, and then also follow us on all of our socials. But just retweet this space and tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag, innit? All right, cool. So, I'm gonna ask you this. So, did Dutch really send those messages to that young girl?
I think so. Yeah,
You think so?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so why do you think that Dutch done that?
Why do I think he done that? I have no idea. You'd have to ask him.
Okay, but you 100% think he done it.
I think he done it. Obviously, you got an opinion whether he did or he didn't.
Mm,
All the evidence is out there. I think the last video I put out regarding the situation, I think that was very yeah, I think that was very damning. But that's just my opinion. Um, yeah,
because obviously, when I've seen the interviews, you said on there that, I think was it Fox's son
mhm.
that was talking about this. How, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. You said something about, you know, he was like looking like they was in like a, was it a tub?
So
There was like I think he was looking at young girls in a tub or something like that.
yeah, the son describes a time when they was at a female's house,
Mm,
adult, and I think they had a bath, they had a swimming pool kind of thing outside, and his two cousins who are 13, 14 were also in the swimming pool. I think that's what you're referring to, what he refers to, right?
yeah, yeah, that.
Yeah.
What you brought up, yeah. Okay, so what, he was in there and he claimed that, he was like looking at them or something like that?
Say that again?
In the interview, you claimed that he was like looking at them, giving them some sort of like some sort of compliments or something.
Yeah, well, that's what the son says. The son repeats what he heard and saw.
Okay, so what did he say that he heard and saw?
Exactly what you just said. He was giving the his underage cousins compliments that were inappropriate. But obviously, I wasn't there. Um, so he's just giving his account of what he saw and how he felt about it.
Okay, so Monster Marv and Dotch, they're saying that Fox's son, he sent the DMs to the girl. That's what they're saying. They're saying that he's gone and sent them. It wasn't Dutch. So what, like, is that true? Because, I think they were saying something about sometimes he has access to his Instagram account, because I think Fox gave him access to that, or Fox let him use his like his account or something. So what do you have to say about that? Is that true? Or because obviously you said that you've also spoken to the son.
And what I would say, I'll just say, like, look, um, from what I've seen and what I've heard, um, I think he's guilty. That's my opinion.
Mm,
Um, you've listened to the relevant video, so you know what the son thinks and
mm,
how he comes to that conclusion.
mm,
Um, I think the most important point is if you go back to Steph London's Instagram live when she was crying and she was
yeah.
basically giving us her facts and what she was standing by and what Dutch was standing by. You have to listen very carefully to what they say remember she's crying, so she's getting, so people are sympathetic towards her. But check what she says. She makes it clear that Cody, that's Fox's oldest son, was responsible for the tampering of the messages and for fucking up Dutch's career. She says he's gone mad. He's got, excuse me. She says he's gone mad. He's been sectioned, and his word can't be trusted. That's what she's basically said to everybody in the Insta live. However, if you watch the video I put out and you hear what really happened, it was nothing to do with that son. It was the younger son. Do you get it? Who actually came into contact with the relevant messages, and he passed them on to an appropriate adult. Do you get it? So that whole thing of it was the son who was crazy and who'd been sectioned and you shouldn't trust what he's saying, that was just smoke, because they knew this too. Do you get it? And that's what I've got to say, really.
Okay, because then there was claims, or there were I think people were saying that Fox's son, he's gone and he sent the message over to the investor, the Asian investor.
Yeah, obviously,
Now, did he send it over to the Asian investor that originally met Dutch, and he was going to go into business with Dutch, but then they've gone and turned their back on him because he's been moving a bit snaky towards Fox? Was that the investor that he sent it to?
first and
Or
foremost,
they're claiming he
first,
sent it to?
first and foremost, remember this is at the time. This is like a 17-year-old little boy, so he was just lost his father. So there's people around him, and my understanding is that Asian investor was one of the people who was around him at that time. That's what I can really say on the matter. That was the appropriate adult who passed the whether they looked at it together or he sent them to him, I couldn't tell you, but I know he brought it to his attention.
Okay, so when he brought it to his attention, then what happened? Because from what I've seen and from what it sounds like, the Asian investor, he's found out this piece of information, and he's now, basically trying to end his career. Now, was he doing that out of spite because Dutch didn't end up going into business with him, or was it just because what he saw was just absurd and out of this world?
What I think is absurd and out of this world for you to make that statement you just made. I think it's insulting that you make that statement. The son swore on his father's grave. Like, come on.
What about? I'm talking about the messages that he's seen.
But the son swore on his father's grave that no one tampered with those messages.
And no, I'm asking him. I ask you, do you think he's shown them to him? No, do you think the investor, he's gone and he's basically tried to, you know, put down his career because he's upset at Dutch Ravelli? Mainly, I'm just asking you because obviously I don't know him, or
But
because
what I would say is,
yeah.
what I just said, that in terms of the messages, or was they tampered with, the son assured me they wasn't, and he swore on his father's grave.
I wasn't asking you if they was tampered. I was not speaking about them being tampered.
But that's
That
what it
was
comes
the,
down to, doesn't it?
no, that was the question before. I was asking you, did he try to basically end his career because from what he's seen, he's shocked, or was it because he feels as if he can get revenge because I don't know, he didn't go into business with him, when they first met, or
I think you're focused on the side that I'm not focused on. I'm more focused on Fox's niece and
mm,
Fox's children. Do you get it?
yeah.
That's what I'm more focused on. Do you get it? So, while you're sounding right now, you're sounding like you're Team Dutch. I let it
Nah, I'm
slide.
not.
I let it
I'm not.
slide.
I'm
No, no,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no, no. Big man
I'm not
ting, a
on
big
no
man ting, big
team.
man ting.
Oh no,
I
I'm
let it
not on
slide.
no team. I'm not on no
But,
team. I'll tell you that, bro.
cool,
I'm
cool,
not
cool,
on no team.
but, R.I.P. Fox. And
Yeah,
yeah,
R.I.P. Fox.
as far as it's his children, isn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, let's keep it pushing, man.
yeah. Alright, cool. So, boom. So the investor, he got Bouncer involved. So talk to me about that. How he got Bouncer involved and other people as well.
Yeah, obviously, it's well documented
Mm.
that Bouncer's got all the um blogs in his pocket. So that's how they was able to circulate the information so quick.
Okay. So they use Bouncer to basically gain access to all the social media blogs on the media and basically get the information out there about the DMs that
Exactly,
he's allegedly.
exactly how they went about it. I can't
Mm,
say I wasn't there in it, but one can come to that conclusion.
mm. So basically, the guy that wanted to help start up your career and fund your career, he's the one that's now he's come back into your life and he's basically come and, ended your career,
No, again,
basically.
you're focusing on the wrong thing. You need to be focusing on the victim, the little girl. Do you get it?
No,
Fuck
we're
his
focusing.
no,
We're gonna
fuck
focus
his
on
career.
the.
Hang on, fuck his career. Do you get it?
Mm,
Like, I need to focus on the children in this still.
okay.
I think that's
So,
I think that's more important to get it because I'm not really here to. Don't get me wrong. I understand you want to ask certain questions, and yeah, that's all
mm.
cool. But yeah,
No, the girls. We're gonna talk on them in a minute. I've got questions there for that as well, where you can talk on that. So it's not just we're not just here for only a certain thing. You know what I mean?
okay,
But I'll ask you this question though.
all right.
So Monster Marv also said he was lying about a voice note of him saying Dutch is a bad guy. He's saying, no information about Fox's death, but you're claiming that they had something to do with it.
Stop. Listen, bro, I told you about this nonsense. Don't do it, innit? Firstly. Secondly, let me make myself clear. I
Mm.
have never, ever suspected or thought that Monster Marv had anything to do with Fox's death. He wasn't that guy. He used to take photos, videos, that's it. I already told you that guy was talking a load of nonsense. I'm not here to spotlight him. I told you this already, bro, and you, like, come on, bro.
So you've never ever claimed that he had anything to do with Fox's death. You've never claimed that
Not
ever.
him personally. The people, listen, bro. The people who they want for Fox's death, they put them on Crime Watch, and they're looking for them, right? And
Mm.
just leave it there, innit?
Okay, but I'm just clarifying that you have never ever tried to say they have had anything to do with it.
Bro. Did you hear what I just said?
I heard
Come
what
on.
you just said. I'm just clarifying.
What do you mean you're clarifying, bro? Next question, bro.
All right, cool. Next question. So is do you think Steph London is an enabler?
Yeah, yeah. I made that clear with the attire I dressed her up in the other day in that post.
Okay. So
I
so
do.
explain that to us because I'm pretty sure there's quite a few people that don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I think it's kind of like self-explanatory, isn't it? In terms of, I just explained about the Instagram live, and I explained why I thought it was garbage. So it's common sense, isn't it? If my argument is to be believed, then she's an enabler. If it's not, If you think Dutch is innocent and she thinks she generally thinks he's innocent, then she's not. It comes down to everybody's opinion. No one's going to agree to everything. Do you get it?
Okay. And is it true that um someone from Dutch's camp basically paid off the girl's mum to silence them?
Yeah, that's my understanding from what I've been told. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so do you know the person who paid them the money?
Um, if you listen to my interview, you'll know. But I'll tell you from. I mean, if you listen to Fox's son's voice notes, you'll know. But I'll tell you, it's Jam Jam, um, who's one of Dutch's managers.
New managers.
Um, well, he's in jail. He's in jail at the moment, but
Okay.
he was one of Dutch's managers when Fox was alive as well.
Okay. So he basically went, and how much did he pay? How much did he pay the mum to
According to
sign?
the Sun, it was I think 50 racks,
So 50 grand.
something like that. Yeah.
So what is your opinion on what the mum's done there?
Well, I don't. I think the
Because this
Sun's.
is something
I think
that
the
is
Sun.
very serious.
I think the Sun summed it up himself. When he went on to explain in the same um, um interview that you listened to that some of her family have disowned her because they look at it as a form of prostitution. That's quote unquote. That's what he said, and I agree with him.
Mm. So you agree with him. So you feel as if the mum's basically prostituting her. Well, kinda. You know what I mean.
I agree with the family's decision, and I agree with what he said. But as I said to you, I don't want to go too deep into it because you've got to think about the children, including Fox's children, who all this is still real to them. Everything
Yeah.
isn't just that one incident. There's a load of different things that have snowballed. Do you get it?
Yeah. No, 100%. Because then, after all that, Fox. I mean, there was rumors and stories going around saying that uh Dutch Avelli and Monster Marv are now threatening Fox's kids,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
especially after, and this has happened after Fox has actually passed away.
Yeah, R.I.P. Fox. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So what do you know about that? Like what did they actually say to threaten the kids?
I don't know. I just stick to what the Sun said in the relevant interview that you've heard. He just said
Mm.
that um, he said what he said. He said at one point there was threats to batter the oldest son. Um, yeah, so yeah, he said what he said. He's spoken.
And why did they make those threats?
Um, do you know what? Off the top of my head, I can't really say what it is, but I assume that they was made because obviously they was in conflict, wasn't they?
Was it to do with him accusing Dutch Avelli of sending those messages?
Yeah, I can't really speak for him on that, but um, there's obviously conflict. There's obviously, I'm assuming, a lot of phone calls going back and forth, a lot of words being thrown. So yeah, take your pick, kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this. This one is gonna be quite a sensitive question, but you know what? I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Um. So, do you think that Fox's death was planned?
Um. Yeah, yeah, I do still. Yeah,
So please tell me why you'd think that.
just from the information that I seen on TV, the Crime Watch,
Mm.
and obviously what I've heard on the streets. It seemed that it was planned, and it seemed that there's Encro phones was involved. So I assume, as someone who's been on the roads, that it's going to take a certain amount of planning, isn't it?
Mm. So, because I know in an interview you also delved in and you kind of spoke about how the son told you before, but before how Fox's son told you, like, before it all happened, just tell me what his son told you.
What's that? What do you mean? Say that again.
So,
What did I say?
in an interview, you spoke how before it all happened, apparently, his Fox gave his keys and his phone to his son,
Okay.
and you spoke about all of that. So just talk about all of that, like what he told you.
Yeah, it was just the party had been shut down, the mansion party, from my
And
understanding.
and that and that was originally a video shoot, wasn't it?
I'm not too sure. Video shoot or mansion party, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, when he was leaving with his two sons. And for some reason, just before they went out the last gate, he gave his phone and his keys to his youngest son and told him to, like, just to wait. And then he obviously went out, and yeah, that's when he was killed.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this: who do you think planned all of this, or who do you think's got something to do with this?
Yeah, come on, man, you can't ask me that, bro. Like, that's the craziest question you must have asked all year, bro. Um,
All right,
like,
cool. You
it,
know what? Yeah, let's
yeah,
leave that.
no, like, I know you're nuts, yeah, but you're not that crazy. Like, what the fuck?
No, listen. To be honest, as I said on here, I don't shy away from a lot of the questions in it. Like,
Yeah, madness.
I'll
But
ask people, the questions that
let
people would
the
be.
let the
Yeah.
let the let the Jakes do their job in it. They seem to know what they're
Mm,
doing. Yeah, that's them.
okay. So what is your I know I don't want to delve in too much on this question. I know we've spoken on it before, so I'm gonna just ask you. If you don't want to say anything, then we'll just jump to the next one. But what is your whole situation with Monster Marv?
Bro, like, look, I don't know the guy. I've never met the guy. Um, and yeah, that's it, bro. I don't really go into it too much because, as I previously said to you,
Mm,
from the stuff that's coming out of his mouth, um, like he wants to get me nicked. So yeah,
mm,
it's a pointless exercise. And as you'll see, I never addressed him once. Do you get it? And I won't
mm,
address him now. I addressed Team Dutch. Do you get it?
mm.
Yeah, that's it, man. I ain't got nothing else to say really about him. So,
Because well, you know what, you've got nothing else to say, but I'll just say this. He's saying
bro,
that.
bro, 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 bro. We went over this, bro. Like, come on.
Okay, we'll
Like,
leave that. We'll leave that. No,
what,
we'll leave that.
right.
We'll leave that. We'll leave that. We'll leave that. Yeah. So, guys, tweet all your thoughts on the hashtag. Retweet this space, and then all your questions and thoughts that you want to ask as well. Tweet it on the hashtag or DM me, and then also follow me on my Twitter and all and on the rest of my socials in it. But retweet the
You say
space.
you're good now, yeah? You're done there now, yeah?
I've got about 3 questions left, and then we're done.
Okay.
So, boom. Now going off of that now. So, what is your opinion on Ratman's Blue Story?
Um,
Your honest opinion on Ratman's Blue Story.
I think that, um, yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? I don't actually feel like it's a GB story as such. It's not a GB story. That's first and foremost. It's not a GB story. It's a story in which he's just used the GB brand, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's well documented that I had contact with him. I think 2017 and then again in 2019. But at the time, I had blinkers on, and I kind of like not saying a man needed my approval because he definitely didn't. But I definitely rubber stamped it and bigged it up in my in my audio book. This was after I had a long conversation with Ratman.
What? So when you spoke to him, did he speak to you about doing Blue Story and using the inspiration of obviously Ghetto Boys,
Nah,
and the
nah,
beef with, you know,
nah. By the time when I spoke to him, it would have been just after I released my first audio book, A Product of My Environment, audio book one. So that would have been like late October, early November, the latest, 2019. And then you need to know that Blue Story didn't come out till, don't quote me, but roughly around the 24th or the 26th of November. So he had just heard my audio book, and we got a mutual friend, and basically, yeah, he told his friend to hook me up.
he told your friend to hook you up.
Our mutual friend to hook us up. That's how we spoke.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
But
So,
but but to answer your question, it's a touchy one. On one side, at that point, obviously I got blinkers on, and I thought, okay, it's not really a GB story, and a man can tell a story in it. But in hindsight, when I look back and see that, I know a lot of people was angry that he didn't basically consult any of the man them from the current GB or past GB, and the man felt a certain type of way about that
mm,
because he did consult obviously certain of the man them from Peckham, and I think the man them have got a valid point only because when you look at it, his connection to GB is a mad one. Remember, his best pal, his booter, his tough guy was an anti, which is Sanjay. Do you get it? And he used to beef. They used to beef GB.
mm,
So what the man are saying, okay, as you guys lost three bodies, why aren't you writing about your team? Why are you writing about us? And I think that's where they've got a valid point. Do you get it?
okay. Because also another question I wanted to ask you was the Ghetto Boy vs Peckham's beef. Did you like the way it was shown?
Um, it wasn't. To be honest, I didn't really see it as that deep. I know some people wasn't happy with it.
So what parts of it weren't they happy with it? What parts of the movie, or like just like what parts of it wasn't they happy with, where they felt like, you know what, the way he's narrating this or the way it's being shown, it's kind of, yeah, he's moving a bit mad. It's not like it was never like that. Still, like what part was it?
I feel like um, it's a long time ago, and as I said, honestly, it just wasn't that deep in my mind. But I feel like because one of the ghetto boys in the film gets shot right at the beginning of the film, that kind of sets the tone for the film. Um,
Okay.
and obviously, when you've got rivalry, everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants, basically, they're rooting for their side, aren't they? So
Okay.
that's my take on it. But I didn't really pre it too much.
So basically, in the movie, there was a certain narrative push that, you know, one side was a bit on top.
Me personally, I didn't. I generally didn't see it like that. Because I watched it.
Mm,
In fact, I watched it twice.
mm.
But I can understand the younger generation might pre it with a certain ego and maybe even still a little bit of malice towards people from that area. But
Mm,
that's just me guessing.
okay. And did Ratman run you any money for that? Because obviously you're claiming you're the leader of GB. He's basically done a movie which is inspired and which is basically based around your whole thing. So, like, did he run you any P's?
No, I'm not the leader of GB. Let's get that right in it. Founder,
You-
not the leader.
you're okay. So
And
you're the
and
founder. You're the founder.
stop and no,
You're the founder.
he didn't run me no piece whatsoever.
He didn't run you
That
any P's.
no, that wasn't a discussion we had. No,
Did he run you any credit?
no, there was no exchange or nothing.
Okay. So ever since the movie's come out, have you ever spoken to him about it?
Say that again.
Ever since the movie has come out, have you ever spoke to him about the movie?
I spoke to him on one occasion,
Okay.
but as I said to you, I didn't see the movie like that. I didn't. Um, I was looking at it from a different angle.
Mm,
Yeah, I didn't. There was no emotion. I wasn't watching it with emotion. I was watching it through a writer's eyes, if that makes sense. Because
okay.
I still think it was a great achievement to to basically write a script and get it up onto screen
Mm,
any any day of the week. So yeah, I definitely watched it twice to um to study it.
because I know you said obviously with Ratman, you said obviously his main guy, one of his shooters or whatever, he's not Ghetto. He's from somewhere else. So, was Ratman Ghetto?
I don't think Batman was ever ghetto, but it wasn't about that. If you listen to what I just said to you previously, his best pal who was involved in um that life, that beefing life, which Ratman wasn't. He was an anti-shower. Do you get it? And he was warring with GB. Do you get it?
Mm,
So he was on even though he was affiliated on the other side, if that makes sense.
okay.
Hence why I just explained to you that that's why Manon was frowning, saying he shouldn't be writing about GB. He should be writing about the team that he was affiliated with. Do you get it?
Yeah. Okay. So, what is your opinion on Ratman himself as a person?
Um, I'm honest. I can't really say I know the guy. I don't really know the guy in it. I just know that um, he took his chance and yeah, he ran with it. Um, I think
Cause I'm gonna be mad honest. Like what he's managed to achieve, he's now with Jay Z and all of them lot.
well,
So
as I said, he asked me what I think of the guy, and I just say that
yeah.
he took his chance and ran with it, and there ain't no really further discussion really. The guy's doing his thing on the main stage. So yeah, who can say anything?
Okay, cool. And what is your opinion on the entertainment and music industry? What is your honest opinion?
I feel like the industry and the culture's fucked. To be honest, I feel like we're hustling backwards. Um,
Okay, why is that?
I feel like, and don't get it twisted. I understand that I've definitely also played a part in the problem, but why I say the culture's fucked is when you see the youths nowadays that is basically coming out of their mum's house, jumping on a bus, going into wherever, whether it's Deptford High Street or Brixton High Street, wherever, stabbing each other to death and going straight to jail. Do you get it?
Mm,
Um, and that seems to be the norm right now with these little young youths. Do you get it?
mm,
But then you got all these people who, are on the face of it screaming about it, like, yeah, it needs to stop. And, they roll out the same community leaders who talk the same bullshit, but nothing ever happens in it. And
mm,
then the problem we've got, because why I'm so passionate about it at the moment is I'm speaking to a few people who want me to get involved in some form of projects. But I'm looking at it like, okay, you guys want to do this, but do the prisons and the prison staff and the solicitors and the judges, do they want you to be successful? Of course they don't, because obviously that's how they eat their bread. Then you look at One Extra. Do One Extra want you to be successful? Of course they don't, because they pay
What,
all that.
BBC One Extra?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how they make their bread, by playing the latest. Do you get it? And
yeah,
so forth,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like that. So it's like a double edged sword, but to challenge the problem. But I just feel like, yeah, and the blog's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same narrative. Um, whereas I feel like the narrative has to change. Because these guys are dying every day, man.
Okay, okay. And so also, how many books have you released so far?
Um, 2 audiobooks.
You've got 2 audiobooks. So talk to me about those audiobooks that you've released.
A product of my environment, book 1, book 2. Basically, it was from my autobio. And then yeah, I just suddenly decided to just record it into
Okay.
into a what do you call it, audio book for book 1. Book 2, obviously, I added a few chapters to dedicate to Fox, who obviously he had just died. Yeah, so it's just my different stories I'm giving you, man. With my style of writing, and yeah, I hope it grips you and holds you. That's the intention. That's the objective.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna just ask you one question about obviously your time in prison. So what did you learn from your prison sentence, and what advice could you give out to the people listening?
I learned that the game is a lie. Um, I learned that it's not worth it. I learned the impact that I have or had in my whole criminal career on my community as well as my victims. Um, um, Obviously, I learned a career. Um, yeah, and the message I would give to the youths is, yeah, the game's a lie. Like, um, everybody wants to be the baddest man on the road, have the rollie on his wrist, push the 6-figure car, and move boxes of food. But guess what? 99.9% of those guys who you see on the road who move like that, they're snitching. So,
Okay.
so what you desire to be, it's not even possible, because
Mm,
that kind of gangster don't exist. What usually happens 9 times out of 10 is you get killed or you go to prison for a very long time.
mm,
That's what I want to tell them.
okay. And so I've seen that you've now started your own record label.
Yeah, slash management company.
Okay, so talk to us about that because I'm pretty sure they would want to know what you're trying to do with all this here.
Do you know what? It's really early days.
Because I've seen on your Instagram you've done a bit of promo for it already as well.
Yeah, it's really. I kind of stumbled into it. I just basically I came across one artist who we think is special. I thought was special. And I sent it to my entertainment lawyer. Who handles that kind of stuff. Not that I've had that kind of a lot of that
Is
stuff
he
to
is
handle.
he a known artist?
I'm not going to say who it is. And basically, he loved the artist, and from that we set up Star Music Limited, where we're 50-50 co-founders.
Okay,
So yeah, we're at the early stages. I post up some stuff today. We had a meeting today, as it goes. We're at the early stages. Um, it gets, yeah. just signing artists, looking for artists, getting the demos done, etc., etc., etc. But we're still adding to the team, so yeah, it's at very early stages.
Okay. So what is next for your record label right now?
Right now, is just to formulate the right team. For example, today, an artist who I won't mention, he gave me a link to some Swedish producers. I ain't touched base with them yet, so it's still at that early stage. Don't expect nothing from us of relevance for at least 4 to 6 months because we're gonna do it properly.
Mm. So
Yeah,
right now, what you've only signed about one artist to your label?
we got a few, but
Okay.
don't expect nothing for a good 6 months because we're still at the early stages.
Okay. And what genre is the label signing artists in, or just gonna be the
If you
operators?
got, yeah, do you know what? If you got that talent, let's go. Um,
So whatever artist,
yeah, because
whatever genre.
funny enough, the artist that we found, that I initially found, he's a pop artist, kind of
Okay.
soulful artist, but the voice was just undeniable. Do you get it? So you just don't know. It's just what moves you. You just hope, and I'm new to this. You just hope that it moves other people.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So now, what is next for you? What are you now looking to do? Obviously, you've got your own record label, but what is next for you now? Are you looking to release any plays, any movies, any docs? What are you now looking to do now?
For me, I'm looking to release 2 audiobooks and my autobio on paperback. In the coming 2 3 months, back to back. I'm shooting a feature film pilot, um, and I've got this desire to do a web series, um, like a power kind of thing called Dispersal.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I'm really
Oh,
pushing
what similar to Power?
that kind of street vibe or our vibe. Do you get it? And
Okay.
why
What
I
what a UK vibe, London
yeah
vibe.
yeah, but a UK vibe, and the reason why I refer to power is because I like the corporate look at times that they
Okay.
come with. Do you get it?
Yeah. I hear it.
But yeah, that's it, man. Just keep pushing, keep writing, and get my plays on in the theatre as and when I can. Yeah.
Okay. So just to ask as well, so you know what? Actually, let me not even ask you that question. Leave that. Okay, boom. You know what? That's about it, really.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you wanna say to all the listeners right now? Because to be honest, it's the numbers are they're not as what they usually are, tonight. But you know what? It was still a good listen for the listeners today.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Just,
but,
just,
but
yeah, just,
yeah.
just respect to everyone who's listening in it. And yeah, respect to you as well, bro. Yeah.
All right, you know what? Cool. Obviously, we're gonna talk, innit? We'll talk. But yeah, you know what? Thanks a lot, Tiny, for
No,
coming on.
no problem, bro. No worries.
And cheers for also, getting back to me when I DM'd you. Like, it means a lot, innit? But
No worries.
yeah, and cheers for coming on tonight. Yeah.
All right, my guy. Stay safe, right?
All right.